Hello everybody, welcome to Smiley Talks Academy. Right, super amazing. Last time we talked about a rough cut and it was indeed a rough cut, right? And this was what we did last time. And today I'm going to do some more with the same clips. I'm going to still do some more editing so that you understand the look and have the feel of everything we're talking about inside of Adobe Premiere Pro. We're going to do all the editings that we need, and we'll be going from maybe scissor rolls, time lapses, all those kind of editings that I told you about. So we'll be testing all of them one by one and having an idea of every one of those clips. So you basically don't need to know everything inside of Adobe Premiere Pro before you can start creating amazing videos. You understand? So some tools are not needed if you're into scissor reels. If you're into maybe turning photos into motion videos, thinking like a videographer. If you're into something like that, you don't really need to bother yourself knowing every entire key or button inside of Adobe Premiere Pro. So let's start right away. You see from here, last time these were the projects that we worked on. So let me press the tilde key again. Remember, it's under your escape key. So these were everything we did last time. So we have our B-roll, our interview media, music. We have pics for Abba Shapiro. We have sequence. So let me turn it to be this way and let me view this. I told you can scrub through. Yes. So let's scrub through this one too. Now if you notice, this is the in and out point. The blue line where it started and where it ended is the in and the out point. Now if you also notice, while I hold this up, let me take it again and let that appear. It tells you the camera that was used, camera 2 OTS. It tells you the kind of clip you have, 1920 by 1080. Okay, which is considered to be HD, high definition. Then it also tells you how long this part of the video that's highlighted, that's the in and the out, how long it is. It also tells you the frame per second of the video. So the frame per second is 29.97 p. What is frame per second? Frame per second is simply how many pictures is being taken in a second, right? So the higher the frame per second, the more sweet it will be for you to do slow motions. Okay, actually also we call it slow-mo. So if you want to do some amazing slow-mo, you can use higher frame per second cameras. Not every camera can do a high frame per second. Some camera can just do 24. Sometimes it's said that 25 frame per second is still okay. So if you can actually convert your video from one frame to the other. You can do that. Like you want to turn your video from, let's say, 25 frame to 30 frame per second, which is still 29 frame 0.97. So it's just abbreviated. So if you want to turn a video from 25 to 30, that's very easy. But if you want to turn a video from 30 to 25 frame per second, it's pretty hard, because what happens is it takes that video and kind of want to delete some frames, like some pictures that was taken in 1 second. It wants to delete some pictures so it can match into 25 frame per second. You understand? So it's easier for you to switch from 25 to 30 than from 30 to 25. You get the point. Let's move on. So here we have all our in and out. Okay, here we have this part. Here we have this part. Just here you see the blue line. Here we also have the blue line. Here we have this one here. So these are all the in and out points, right? That's that's the interview media, the interview bin. Then looking at the B-roll, this is our in and out. You see the little blue, that's where we just need. We don't need the rest. And this is another clip. This is the in and this is the out. Okay, so let's still do some very practical examples. Let me get back to project. Let me press the tilde key and let's get back to normal. All right, good. So let's start. Let's get back this. Okay, So here we go. We have our interviews now, all the in and the out point. I already told you how to select your in and out points. Okay, so when I double click this, it appears up here inside of the source window. So this is the in. You see where this blue line started and stopped here. That's the out. Here is the out. This is the out. I can actually expand it. I can increase my out point. Understand? I don't want to do that. So this is the in and that's the out point. Let me bring it back to where it was. Then this is in. This is called marker. Like you want to just mark it for some purpose. You want to do something here. Maybe you want to add B-roll. How do you add markers? You add markers by just pressing M. Okay, let's say I want to add marker here and maybe here. Let me just use that as an example. I just press M because I realize that I want to do something here. Maybe I want to add a text inside of this place. So I actually sometimes prefer to do all my cottons inside of Prelude, which is the reason Prelude is created. Okay, so you can do all these inside of Prelude and just send it into Adobe Premiere Pro. But if you don't want to do that, it's still fine. You can do all your cuts inside of Adobe Premiere Pro, right? So here you can just press M. You see, now a marker has appeared at the top. So that's how you can add a marker. In case you want to do something for that marker, you can still clear the marker. You get. So here I want to clear, not my in and out, please. I want to clear the marker. Yeah, clear selected marker. Yeah, you clear it. So you can as well clear all markers by selecting this option. Okay. All right, let's move on. So we have this clip and let's delete all these clips here. Let's delete all of them and let's do some different editing today. Okay, so we have it all deleted. Then remember, if I grab the video here, I drag both the audio and the video. Okay, but if I drag just here, notice what happens. You see, I only dragged the audio. Take note of that. Okay, I'm deleting that, just pressing the Del key. All right, so if I just want the video only, I just drag this and bring it to my timeline. You see that? Only video and no audio. Now this place here with the V means video. Here means audio. A is for audio, V is for video, right? So for now, I want to grab both the video and the audio. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to just press and hold it here and drag it into my timeline. You see, it brought the video and the audio, okay? Then we already have that one. Let's go to the next clip. Let me double click this. This is my in and this is my out point. So I just grab this and still bring it to my timeline. Just, yes, here we go. So I'm done with that. I go to the next clip and I already have my in and out point here. This in and this out point. So I still drag it and bring it here. Okay, then this is another one, another clip. I still have my in and out point very small, right? Let me show you. Let me drag this. This is what you can use to zoom. So let me zoom in. You see that? This is my in and this is my out point. So I just drag this again and drop it. Remember the snap tool I told you about? That helps you to know that it's really close and touching the other clip. So I release it and that's it. It's in there. Okay, so that's it for the interview media. I brought them all into my sequence. What is the next thing here? We have music. Music. Yeah, remember we used the music last time. So we're still going to now figure out where we should add the music. Okay. This is pics for Abba Shapiro. These are pictures that we can use to make the interview more engaging. So when we double tap, the picture appears up here for us to see the picture we're dealing with. So let's just randomly drag this into, remember picture doesn't have audio, so even if you try dragging this, it doesn't, nothing happens because pictures don't have audio. They just have visibility, just visuals, right? Now for me, when I want to zoom in my timeline, this is what I do. I hold down the Alt key and I roll up my mouse. You see that? It zooms. These are just shortcuts. Okay, I'll be giving you other shortcuts whichever I use, I'll let you know. So this is it. I come here, I dragged in the picture. Now I want to also drag another picture. Let me say, yes, this one. I just drag here and drop. Now you can also drag from here and just put it here directly if you don't want to view it on your source window. I do that sometimes, right? Just drag from here, excuse me. Yeah, just drag from here and I bring it here. It works too, but if you just want to view that stuff before you drag it, you can double click, it appears here, and then you drag it. Okay, so let's still drag from here to here. Let's take from here to here, and let's take from here to here again. Okay, that's a snap tool because there's a line here. Then let's take another one. Yeah, we might not really use all the pictures, but I just want you to have a deeper feel of what we're going to create today, because I'm not working with audio today. I'm basically working on visuals. So when we're done with visuals, the next we're going to also work on the audio, right? So here we have some pictures. Okay, we already checked that. Here we have some. Okay, these are sequence, just the sequence we're using. So this is it. Okay, now let's go to interview media. We've done that. Pics, B-roll. Okay, let's take in our B-roll. So here we go, B-roll, and the second B-roll, let's take it in. Here we go, B-roll. If you want to still view the B-roll, you just double click, excuse me, you double click and it appears here. Now this is our in and our out point. Okay, so you can play it to, yeah, that's all. So that's it. This is almost every clip that we have. Okay, so let me zoom in and let's begin some visual work. Right, so before an interview there should be a text, right? There should be a text that appears like, hey, welcome to this interview, something like that. Okay, now this takes me to opening our effect control, and I'll click on this. Now we have color correction, and I'm still going to teach you color correction. Yes, you see what we do when we come here. You can do some amazing color correction with this, right? So, but first of all, let's work on the intro, the outro of an interview, how it should properly look. Okay, so now this is 0. If you look closely at this timeline, here is 0. This is 0. Okay, so since here is 0, we need to make sure that we start something in about 5 seconds to talk about what the interview is. So since it is an interview, what are we supposed to do? Have an intro. Let's say, hey, welcome to this interview with Abba Shapiro, something like that. Okay, I don't like that it's making a noise when I scrub. Let me mute that inside of my settings, edits, preferences, audio. It's gonna pop up. Okay, then this is it. These are some settings that you should know about because it helps a lot when you're having issue with all your maybe your audio or something. So this is it. I want to turn this off, play audio while scrubbing. So I don't want that. I don't want it to play audio while I'm scrubbing, so I'm gonna turn it off. Boom. So let's go. Great. All right, so we're back now. When you see when I scrub, you don't hear anything. Good. So this is it. From this 0 point, I want the intro to start from 0. 0 is just the beginning, right? To maybe about 10 seconds. So I'm going to mark every clip in here. Let me zoom out. So all this clip that you see here, I'm going to mark all of them. I can just start here and hold, left click my mouse and hold it down and move it and highlight everything, right? Because I want to highlight it and be able to move everything at the same time inside of the timeline. I can also use Control A, which marks everything. It highlights everything and I can move it. Okay, so I moved it. Now I can also group it so that I don't miss a thing. How do I group it? I just Control A, right click on the clip and come to group, then just click group, and that's it. So even if I am not highlighting everything, I can just move and not want to mark everything and move it. So let's create the intro. This is the part where we need to create intro. What is going to be in the intro? This is where we talk about the text, the type tool. Okay, so this is where we type in something. So we're gonna name it interview with Abba Shapiro and the photographer. Let's name it that. So first of all, we need a background. Like, you can go ahead and put a clip here, and it's going to appear. I'm typing something, you can see that. Now I already activated my visibility to be transparent, and that was done inside of my graphics workspace here. Okay, that's why you see it this way, but in yours is going to appear black, and when you type you see it. So basically that's what happens. So let me zoom in and see what I'm doing. So when I typed this appeared here. Okay, this appeared here, showing that, hey, there's a file in here, there's something on this timeline, so which is the text. Okay, so for me to make this text to have a background, what am I going to do? I go down here to new item, click on that, click on black video, click on that. So this matches my frame rate. Okay, this matches my 1920 to 1080p resolution, my video dimension. So it's still the frame rate. Okay, this is the frame rate, and 29.97, which is still 30 frames per second. So I just click that, and boom, I have a black video created inside of B-roll. Okay, because I clicked B-roll on there, so whatever folder you click and you're still under that folder, it creates the file under that folder. So I'm just gonna drag and drop this here. Then I want this to be at the top, and I want this to be behind it, which is the background. You see what happens? You see, now it's black. Now you can change the color of your background if you want to. Okay, but right now we don't want to do that. We want to use the black color, right? So the text we want to actually type is interview with Abba Shapiro, okay, and the photographer. So interview with Abba. Okay, it's automatically saving what I'm doing. Okay, Abba Shapiro, and the photographer. Yes, it went out this way because I didn't use enter key. I can use the enter key, come in here, use the enter key, and it appears here. Okay, so this is under text. I mean, this is in text right now. The tool that I'm using is text, so I can now turn it to selection tool and come here and drag this to be wherever I want it to be. Now this font is still okay. If you have maybe fonts that you have in mind to use, you can go ahead and download. We have some free fonts, we have some paid fonts. You can download fonts and use it for your clip. Okay, so for me to work on this font, for example, I'll go down to Essential Graphics. You see that what I typed is under Essential Graphics, so I can work on this text right now inside of Essential Graphics. If I want it to be in the middle, in the vertical center, I just click this. It's in the vertical center. If I want it to be in the horizontal center, I just click this. It's in the horizontal center. That means it's in the middle, left and right, up and down. It's in the middle. So if I want to align the text, I want it to start this way. You see, I click it, it goes up. Yeah, if I want it to be here, I take it here. If I want it to be, so it's basically in different places. So if you're doing maybe subtitles, you can use this. If I want it by the left, if I want it in the middle, if I want it by the right. So we'll just want it to be in the middle. Okay, so this is where I can move it from left to right. Okay, move this up and down. Okay, so that's basically that, but want it to be in the middle. So this is where we can expand it. Look at that, look at what happens. Now it's no longer in the middle when you expand it. So you still come here and click this, but the text is looking too big, so we'll have to reduce it, right? And we still click this and that. Good. So this is like transparency. So you want it to be less transparent. You see that? See that until it's not visible, but we want it to be seen. So make it 100% opacity. Okay, good. So let's move on to some other options. So here we have the type of font. So for me, I already installed so many fonts and I uninstalled some of them because I want my program to run faster, because the more fonts you have, sometimes it kind of slows it down. Yeah, just my thought. So this is it. I have so many fonts, and I think let's use maybe On Stage Serial, for example. You see what happens? It changes the font, okay, inside of this place. So if I want, this font has other options. So I'm okay with the black italic style. I'm okay with that. So this is just for text centering, like where I want the text to. Just check this out. You see, it takes the text to this side, takes it to the other side, takes it to the middle. Like middle, I mean here is where it starts. So if you notice, there's a key here. This key is what determines where it should be. Okay, this is like a moving tool, what you can use to move it around. Okay, so now let's move. All these other options is just for, look at what happens. You expand your text and give it more space. Okay, so we don't want to do that. We want to leave it at 0. We want it to be normal. So 0, I click enter. Here we just want some kerning, but it's not available for this text. It's not available for this font. Okay, so here now maybe you want to make the text to be spaced from each other. You see that there's a space between the text, so I just want it maybe here, somewhere here is okay. So this one is to maybe leave the text up, you know, something like that. We don't want to do that. We want it to be in the middle. Good. So this is another option. Let's check it out. You see, it shrinks the text. Okay, let's leave it at 0. We don't want to shrink it. Now this is to like options, text options. Okay, I don't want to use this because I like the text the way it is. Okay, so now let's go into the color. So the color is white, and white and black matches, but in case you change the background of your black video here, you can work on the color of the text. So I think we should leave it at white. So if you still want to change, if you want to change the text, you can just click here, choose whatever color you wish to. Okay, choose whatever color. You can choose black by moving this. You can have your color code. If you have a color code, you just put it in here. You just go to Google, you can type HES code for gold, HES code for maybe milk color. Maybe it's hard for you to find milk color and you don't know how to, you've been moving this and trying to find it. You can just go get a HES code, type it in here, and that every color in the word has a HES code. So you just get the HES code, put it in here, and then that's it. You use it. So I don't want to change the color of this text. I told you. Okay, let's go. So this is stroke. Look at what happens. You might not really see it because we're using a black background. But what happens is there's this stroke that appears behind the text. Okay, around the text. Now this is a background. You want to give the text a background. You see what happens there? You give it a background. You can still change the color of the background if you want to. Let's change it, for example, and so you see, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to use background, so I'll uncheck the box. Good. So this is shadow. You want to add shadow to your text. Let's say this. Look at what happens. You see there's a red shadow around the text. It's pretty weird on black. Okay, so we don't want to do that anyway. Great. So that's just it for adding text. Okay, next thing for us to do, we are to make it look good, right? So let's press the T and come here and add a full stop. And now maybe you want to animate this text. I will show you how to animate it very quickly. As we go, I'm going to still show you some controls. Okay, so to animate the text, just a simple animation. Maybe you want it to move from top to bottom and just come in. Okay, this is where we talk about keyframing. Keyframing is like giving things that are fixed, like motion. Like when we go into turning photos into something that move, you're going to see that keyframe is what you're going to use for every of that action. So sometimes we might take it into After Effects, and you're going to see how to make it look so real, so awesome inside of After Effects. But here, let's concentrate on just giving the text a simple motion. Okay, so let me use one effect. Okay, I like this effect called wipe, linear wipe. So if you want to add an effect, you just come here, click this, go to effect, so come here, it's called linear wipe. Okay, so here is the effect here. Just drag and drop it on this. You see the plus button there, just release it, boom, and it's in there. Okay, so the next thing is it's going to appear under our effect controls. So let's scroll and look for that option. Okay, all right, let's scroll and look for the option. We can be closing some. So this is it, linear wipe. So linear wipe is what we have here, and we wanted to wipe this text and it comes alive. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. First of all, we're going to turn this into 270°. Okay, 270°, and what that does, it changes the angle of the wipe. Then this is the next thing we're going to do. We're going to do this. You see, it wipes everything. So we want it to start from 0. Remember, check out, you see my timeline is moving here and there. You see that? Okay, the timeline is moving. So I will take it to 0, and I want to start keyframing from here. I just click this, bam, and there's a key. Okay, let me zoom in so you see what I'm doing. Now there's a little key in here. Okay, you see that key? Then I know that everything is now, the transition is moving from right to left, so I want it to move from left to right, appear from left to right as the intro. So this is what I do. I'll now move my key, and I mean my timeline, to where I want it to happen. Let's say I want it to happen at 15 seconds. Okay, so here I come here and just drag this. Okay, another keyframe appeared anyway. So we still drag it. You see it's appearing. So this is exactly what's gonna happen. So let's play it from here to here, and you see what happened. You see that? Very fast. So let's increase it and increase the time. Yes, so we want it to run for this long. Good. All right, so to keep it really short, you see we've been able to animate our text. Super cool, right? So we've now animated it and it's looking cool. Let's play it. Boom. Awesome. So this is a very simple text animation that we did. So I can show you some complex text animation as we go that's going to make it look like a type tool. We add some typing effect to it, and people are going to think like, hey, are you typing that? You know, as it's going, it's going to look amazing. You know, you just add some sound effect that's going to make it look amazing too. Like here, we didn't add any sound effect. So let's take our music. So let's go to that project folder, project bin. Okay, then let's look for music. This is our music, so we can add it to this, and it kind of matches. So we can actually expand this to fit here, and we can expand this to fit here. Awesome. So let's play it. Good. So this is simple today. We have learned how to add text. So in the next lesson, we're going to learn how we can add some amazing animations. Yes. So in the next class, I'm going to show you more on how you can make interviews amazing. okay, how you can make different interviews to look great and amazing. So for now, this is what we're going to be covering today, to keep it really short for you so that you understand it. So right now, I want you to go and practice this. Feel free to do yours and send me the video. I'd love to see it. And basically what you're going to send to me is just a video of your text video, just text video. So we take it one at a time, then we go into color correction, some advanced editing as we go. So I believe you learned something new today, so I look forward to seeing your own video on this little text. And yes, I'll see you in the next lesson.